Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the path forward wasn't clear? Maybe a career decision, a health concern, or even just navigating a day that didn't go as planned. That knot in your stomach, that relentless urge to know exactly what's going to happen next, to control every variable? We've all been there. It's a very human experience, this deep-seated craving for certainty. But what if chasing that absolute certainty is actually making us more anxious, more stuck, and less able to truly live and adapt? What if, instead, there was a skill, a way of being that could transform that discomfort into a sense of peace, even strength? Welcome. Today we're going to explore a profound and incredibly practical ability, one that's becoming increasingly vital in our fast-paced, unpredictable world. We're calling it the Let It Be Uncertain skill. It's about learning to tolerate, accept, and even embrace the inherent ambiguities of life, finding a quiet strength amidst the chaos, much like the sentiment of that timeless song, Let It Be. This isn't about giving up or becoming passive, far from it. This skill is about developing an internal resilience, a mental agility that allows us to navigate life's inevitable twists and turns with greater calm and effectiveness. It's crucial for our personal well-being, our mental health, our professional lives, and even for making better decisions when the future is hazy. So why is this skill so important right now? Well, in a world that often feels like it's changing faster than we can keep up, an excessive need for certainty is not just unrealistic, it's a direct pathway to anxiety, stress, and what psychologists call decision paralysis. When we demand absolute clarity before we act, we often don't act at all. We become rigid, unable to adapt, and every small unexpected event feels like a major crisis. But by cultivating the Let It Be Uncertain skill, we unlock a powerful set of benefits. We build resilience, transforming setbacks into learning opportunities. We enhance our cognitive flexibility, allowing us to see alternative perspectives instead of getting stuck in one way of thinking. And perhaps most importantly, we find a deeper sense of peace, reducing the unnecessary suffering that comes from resisting what simply is. So how do we actually do this? What are the building blocks of this skill? Let's break down some core concepts. First, there's acceptance of uncertainty. This is about acknowledging, truly acknowledging, that uncertainty is an inevitable, non-negotiable part of life. It's not something we can conquer or eliminate. It's something we learn to live with. When we stop fighting this fundamental truth, a lot of internal struggle begins to dissipate. Next is tolerance of ambiguity or uncertainty. Think of this like strengthening a muscle. When you first lift weights, it's uncomfortable, but with practice, that muscle grows stronger and you can handle more. Similarly, this skill involves developing the capacity to experience the discomfort, the anxiety, or the worry that comes with uncertain situations without engaging in self-sabotaging behaviors or freezing up. It's about feeling the feelings and still moving forward. Then there's cognitive flexibility and adaptability. When we can tolerate not knowing, we're far more open to new information, different perspectives, and creative solutions. We avoid rigid thinking and become much more nimble in dynamic environments. This naturally links to a growth mindset, viewing unpredictability not as a threat, but as an exciting opportunity for learning and personal evolution. Another vital component is mindfulness and present moment focus. So much of our anxiety about uncertainty is rooted in what-if scenarios about the future. Mindfulness helps us gently redirect our attention to the here and now. It teaches us to observe our emotions non-judgmentally, grounding ourselves in the present moment where true agency lies.
Moving to a more strategic concept, a very practical aspect is distinguishing controllable from uncontrollable. This is about consciously identifying where we can take action, where we do have influence, and then dedicating our energy there. For everything else, for what simply cannot be influenced, we practice what's known as radical acceptance. It's a powerful tool from dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT, teaching us to fully and non-judgmentally accept the reality of the moment, even if it's painful or unwelcome. These principles aren't just feel-good ideas. They're deeply rooted in established psychological therapies. Beyond DBT's focus on distress tolerance and radical acceptance, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helps us challenge the anxious thoughts and behaviors linked to our need for certainty, and acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, encourages us to accept what's beyond our control while committing to actions aligned with our values, despite the uncertainty. Leaders in this field, like Maggie Jackson, Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman, and writers for the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, have all explored and championed these ideas, highlighting their immense practical value in daily life and professional settings. Now, as with any powerful skill, there are often misunderstandings and challenges in its development. One common misconception is that tolerating uncertainty means being passive or simply doing nothing. This couldn't be further from the truth. It's not about resignation. It's about allowing the discomfort without being overwhelmed, so you can respond adaptively and intelligently, rather than react impulsively from fear. Another challenge is our natural human tendency to associate uncertainty with potential loss. Our minds are wired for survival, to detect threats, and the unknown often feels like a threat. Shifting that perspective to view uncertainty as an opportunity for alertness, for creativity, for aliveness, that requires intentional practice. It's about reframing the narrative we tell ourselves. And let's be honest, becoming comfortable with uncertainty is not our natural state. It takes effort. Modifying deeply entrenched behaviors, like seeking excessive reassurance from others, constantly making endless to-do lists to feel in control, or simply avoiding situations that feel ambiguous, these are hard habits to break, but they are achievable, gradually, through deliberate, small exposures. Start with tiny, manageable uncertainties, and slowly build your capacity. One particularly insightful debate, especially in fields like healthcare, is distinguishing true, inherent uncertainty from uncertainty that stems from a solvable lack of knowledge. The let it be uncertain skill is about accepting what we genuinely cannot know or control, not about passively accepting a solvable knowledge gap. It's crucial to know the difference and to act where we can while letting go where we must. So what does this all mean for us, here and now? It means that the capacity to embrace uncertainty, this let it be uncertain skill, isn't just a nice idea. It's an absolutely vital capacity for thriving in modern life. It's being recognized more and more as a core competency, not just for personal well-being, but in professional development, healthcare, and leadership. The journey to cultivating this skill begins with small, conscious choices. Start by noticing your resistance to uncertainty. When you feel that urge for certainty, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, is this something I can truly control, or is it something I need to accept for now? Practice mindfulness. Even 5 minutes a day can help you anchor yourself in the present. Deliberately engage in small, uncertain activities. Try a new route to work, make an unplanned meal, or simply spend 5 minutes without a plan. These small exposures help strengthen that tolerance muscle. And remember, acceptance is not about liking what's happening. It's about acknowledging reality without judgment, so you can then choose how to respond. It's about moving forward with your values, even when the path ahead isn't perfectly eliminated.
The future will always hold unknowns. That's a guarantee. But our ability to navigate those unknowns, to find growth and even peace within them, is entirely within our control. By developing the let it be uncertain skill, we transform potential challenges into opportunities for deeper understanding, greater resilience, and a richer, more authentically lived life. Let's embrace the journey, one uncertain step at a time.